What's up, guys? Uncle Luke here with another Thursday Night Live. And if you are familiar with the channel, this is the live for grown folks. Somebody give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear. Sometimes this microphone works, and most of the time it doesn't. All right, we got some hitters in the house. We got John R. John R., I didn't watch your latest video, but I actually did get the same card as you. I don't have it yet. They've sent it to me. I got that. I'm assuming you got the, maybe you don't, maybe you didn't. I got the no lifetime language offer, so I got another one coming. That's right, Dollar Man. I did get declined. We're going to talk about that here in a little while. I don't even think it's the first time I've been declined for this card. I think it might be the second. Lima Charlie, baby. That means we're loud and clear for you civilian types. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Cesar Joel is in the house. Cesar, I've been thinking about Puerto Rico, man. Can't wait. Yeah, John R. John R. got one of those no lifetime language link offers just before they expire. Those links don't work anymore. I got the same card as you for the second time. Adrian Estrada just hit the welcome offer on the CSR, the new CSR. Nice work, man. Francis, and don't call me Francis. Greetings and salutations. Francis, you're probably not old enough to remember or to know what movie that's from. Don't call me Francis. What's up, Johnny Jimenez? So excited to watch live. Doesn't happen very often. Nice. Good. Thank you for showing up, Thomas. Appreciate you, guy. Jonas Eichelberger. That's a cool name. You did the same thing I did, Luke. Originally, I was going to take my mother, wife, and mother-in-law to Hawaii as a gift. Based on cost, my wife and I decided to do Hilton Cancun Mar Caribe. That's where we're going, man. I think everybody that goes there is going to love it. I think it really, Hawaii's awesome. Hawaii's got the name brand, but I think that Mar Caribe is going to be really sweet. Cesar says the Puerto Rico meeting is going to be fun. Going to be a lot of people there, guys. If you have not heard about it, a bunch of us creators have. This will be our third annual creator meetup. The first one was in Las Vegas. Last year was in New Orleans. And this year is going to be hosted by Cesar Joel in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So it looks like we're getting more adventurous every year. We'll see who wants to take the reins for next year and maybe bring it in a little bit easier. Who knows? I say we have it in like, I don't know, Vietnam or something, but we'll see. Oh my goodness, James is in Chiang Mai. That is awesome, man. So you guys are coming from all over the world. Let's crack this credit card game open, man. Need new strategies. Okay, I'm going to talk about some strategies tonight, or rather, I'm going to talk about what I think I'm going to be moving towards as far as strategy. BT has a $250K offer, man. The business platinum. Nice work, man. Very nice work. Nick just gifted 5 memberships, and this is a great time for me to plug the membership. Guys, I do have memberships. I only have one level. It's $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime, and what you get with your membership is, first of all, there is very closely going to be coming a time where I can't respond to every comment. So when that happens, which might be very soon, I'm going to make sure that I respond to all members' comments. And I also do members-only videos most weekends. They're a little bit shorter. They're a little bit straight to the point. There's no fluff in them. And a lot of times they will have either personal or maybe some spicy content that I don't want out in the public. Maybe some more controversial topics in the credit card world. So if you want to be a member, 5 of you just got hit with a free membership. So thank you, Nick. Super appreciate you, man. Don't call me Francis. Call me Lonnie. Love Lonnie. Lonnie's got the best stuff out there, man. Nick coming in hot. Yes, sir. Run off to Google. Francis, yeah. Francis. It's an 80s movie. I want to say it's called Stripes. It's an 80s army movie. I think Cesar Joel stars in it as a youngster. Augie says he almost applied for the CSR today, backed away from the laptop after hitting submit. I don't blame you, man. We're going to talk a little bit about the CSR. Michael Abdel Malik. how close was I on that one? Do you hear the news about the Built card today? Yeah, a lot of people. Here's the thing about the Built card. I don't cover the Built card. I don't know much about the Built card. I know that someone says there's some type of mortgage extension or mortgage something. I'm not interested in it. Maybe when something new like that comes out, I'll look into it. Maybe I'll start covering it. But for now, I just don't cover the Built card. Adventure. I respect your pivot on Hawaii. I'm still trying to next summer through AA in Alaska, Chicago to Anchorage, and then Anchorage to Hawaii. Oh, okay. That's a really interesting trip. 5 nights in Alaska, 5 nights in Hawaii. That's adventurous and that's a very cool idea. I like your style, Mr. Adventure. Uh-oh. Good evening. Oh my goodness. Good evening from Kimpton Sapphire Resort, Grand Cayman, 7 Mile Beach, Memphis. Mike, you are killing the game with that redemption. I'd love to hear what the cents per point valuation is on that redemption, especially if you got the 4th night for free. But we'll be there next month. And this is the coolest thing about this points and miles game. We'll be there next month, and I bet I see somebody from the community there. It's become a well-known super redemption, so I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I can't imagine how nice it is right now. Good for you, Memphis Mike. I'm pretty sure that Kimpton Sapphire is a little cooler, at least temporarily, than Memphis. I've never been in Memphis, so I shouldn't say that. What's the dates for the meetup? It's the Veterans Day weekend in November. I think a lot of the people that are going from the 6th to 11th. So whatever that weekend, probably the 8th, I think is the actual meetup. Pretty much how it goes is we will have an actual meetup that will go on for as long as people stick together. But a lot of times before and after, there'll be several dozen smaller meetups. So I think for Puerto Rico, people are going for a few more days. So I expect that there'll be a lot of lunches, a lot of meetups for breakfast, a lot of meetups for fruity pina coladas, and probably be a lot of guys working together. I imagine a lot of guys are going to be doing some collabs. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be fun. Tio Rico, my man. Cesar Joel, unfortunately, my cruise ship leaves 2 days earlier than the meet. Oh, next time, man. Next time. Oh, Chase wants to do it in Hawaii next year. That's very interesting. I like it. That's the toughest. That might be the toughest out of all of them to go to, but I'm definitely down. Ron Burns says he redeemed Aspire and Surpass credits for wife's points. Sent my wife and her friends on a girls' weekend. Very interesting. Good stuff. My wife does travel by herself, but I don't think she's done a girls' weekend yet. So I'm sure they're having fun. Adrian, my girlfriend and I recently went to Maui for 7 nights. Awesome. Yeah, the food costs and the rental car fees, they do not play. They are substantial. M2K, hey. Roberto, can somebody get me the 70K Hawaiian personal credit card link? It looks like it's not live anymore. Back to 60K. That's interesting. They don't last forever, that's for sure. Dimitri just returned from European Union? Oh, yeah, on Condor. We like the experience. Why are you against? I'm not against booking Condor, but I think maybe in the past I've told Dugras not to do it. The biggest reason is if you're going to do East Coast to Frankfurt, which is what Condor was doing for him, you can do what's it called? Oh man, I forgot. Singapore Airlines with Aeroplan miles, much cheaper, much better. Just don't think Condor is a replacement for that. All right, now we're back in business. James Williams just used a Hilton certificate at the Washington, D.C. Waldorf. Nice. Received free upgrade for diamond status. Okay, that's a data point. Good. Now, here's the data point. Were you by yourself or just with a couple, or did you have kids with you? Stripes, great movie with Bill Murray and John Candy. Some hitters, some big-time 80s hitters. Next, 101 applied for the Chase Sapphire Reserve business. Nice, man. You're going to that big spend. That's a great card for some people. Jorge, More like a brother. That means you're older. Thanks for the video. And the Saver is next in credit card in line. Good. I love the Saver. I expect to be using the Saver a lot at some point. I have kind of laid off of it recently, but I think it's going to be back in the business. Love those beachside tacos and floating on yellow mats. Be there in November again. God, everybody goes. It's such a great place, man. I'll be there next month. Yeah, that's the creator meetup there. November 8th weekend. Cesar's going to be there from the 6th to 12th, and I think mine's going to be similar. Do you ever think Chase will have a portal for looking for the edit only hotels? Like, yeah, I thought you could do that. I haven't played with it because I'm not going to use it. It would be useful for finding the edit. I thought there was a way to filter for just edit properties. I haven't looked at it, so you could always do a meetup somewhere like London. Super easy to fly. Yeah, we have a lot of West Coasters. We don't want to make them mad. They're we try to, Vegas is easy. I thought New Orleans is pretty easy. San Juan, a little more difficult, but it seems like more people are going. So I think that's really cool. Puerto Rico's in the house. Boricua. Okay, got that part covered. So let's hold on. We still got okay. So it seems like we're already on board, but what'd you book, guys? Everybody, this I always say this, and I know we have new people here today, but in a lot of channels across the YouTube space is everybody's really humble and everybody's, they want to promote this. Even economy bookings are great. Here on my channel is a place where you're allowed to brag. Let's hear what you book. You can brag about getting 19 cents per point, just like you can brag about flying to Nebraska to go visit grandma. So let's hear what you guys booked recently. I keep forgetting to say what I booked, but I've talked about a bunch of redemptions. But one I don't think I've talked about is me and Carlos are going to be flying to Minnesota in September. And I want to see if I get this right. I booked a Choice hotel, and Choice doesn't get enough love. You guys know that I bring up Choice quite a bit because I get a lot of good stays at Choice. I just stayed at Choice a couple of weeks ago in Houston, and we're staying at the Radisson Red, Minneapolis downtown. And it's a beautiful property. And when you walk out the front door, and turn around the building, and right in your face is the Vikings US Bank Stadium. So really excited about that. The Bengals are playing the Vikings. Carlos really likes the Vikings as well as the Bengals. So I'm really excited about that. It's a quick trip. I think it's a 2-day hitter. Michael recently redeemed platinum card sign up for 2 tickets, one-way business class to Japan, H&D to JFK. Nice. From Japan, I'm sorry. Haneda to JFK. Good job, man. Flew on Japan Airlines a couple days ago in business. With amazing experience. The crew made older products look fan. That's good. I have had 3 or 4 Japanese trips booked, and they've all been canceled for some reason or other. Fly with Rookies headed to Maui. Nice, man. Grand Wailea. Very cool, dude. Okay, Wi-Fi. I think we're getting a lot more upgrades when it's just a couple. I think when you throw a child in there, those upgrades really decline. Looking to get that 5th night free with a Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant or Boundless, or who knows. They're all B's. We'll see about product changing. Okay, so you're talking about the Boundless. Do I have a Marriott referral? I have a Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant referral, I think, for Amex. I think it's in the description below. And with any of my Amex links, you can click on any of the links and then go to any card you want to apply for, and it'll still work. A lot of people have forgotten about that, but any Amex link will work for any of the Amex cards. For instance, you could click on the business platinum card link and then go to the gold card. It'll still be fine. Booked a weekend trip to Minneapolis on Delta points, Delta Stays credit, and Hilton FNC. Nice, man. I've never been to Minneapolis. I'm excited to go. Oh, through Cathay. Nice work, Andy. Flew first class on AA through Alaska bookings to DC. Nice, man. I like that. Stopped over at the Sapphire Lounge. Okay, so we got a bunch. Wow. Eric did the Singapore Sydney Chris Flyer Suites back in March. 310K points for 2 people. Well worth it, dude. I had the opportunity to do the Chris Flyer Suites at one time, and my wife didn't want to go. So I don't think she understood what she was missing, but I haven't seen a redemption since then. Birthday in August, Mr. Austin booked 2 nights in Amelia Island with 2 50K F&Cs at the Ritz-Carlton. Nice work, man. Erica, Hong Kong to Sapporo, Japan. Is that where the beer is from, Sapporo? Premium economy on Cathay Pacific. Use some British Airways Avios that I had said. That's a nice, I like that. Hong Kong to Sapporo. Never been to either one of those places. I feel like a rookie. Currently vacationing in Japan. It's been awesome so far. Hot for sure. I bet. I'm supposed to get super hot and humid there, but it's Japan, so I'm sure it's really, really cool. Don't forget to take Carlos to the Mall of America. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. We've got an extra day, so we're probably going to do that. Thomas just booked a round trip from home to the Azores. Family of 4, premium economy. Thomas, you are a super dad. That's what that means. You are a super dad. Nice work. Kenny, Gallego. Round trip premium economy flight to Maui. 90,000 Alaska miles for me and the wife. 5 nights at the Grand. Everybody's hitting that Maui and Grand Wailea. Nice work, guys. Proud of all of you, especially the dads. Just came back from Japan. Was there for a week, 3 days in Kyoto. Stayed at the Hilton Kyoto. 3 days at the Conrad Tokyo. Used points and an F&C. Great service. Nice work, Nurican. Nice work. Yeah, the beer is from there. I don't think I've had Sapporo beer, but I've definitely seen it. Booked London to Singapore. Sweets on the SQ. Nice. Somith Thuma. Back to London on Etihad Apartments. You're hitting like 2 of the big hitters in one trip. You are killing it, sir. Starlux. San. Okay. Ontario. I'm guessing that's like Anaheim, California area. Ontario, Taipei, Bangkok, 85K Alaska in December. JLL Biz. Is it Hanoi? Is that Hanoi to Tokyo? First class. Narita to Chicago. Man, you are killing it, man. That's top shelf stuff, man. Flying home from the Azores, family of 4. Staying at a boutique hotel for 7 nights, around $600 cash. That's awesome, man. Israel. Good evening, sir. Oh, yeah. James Duff says, hey, Uncle Luke, hit the like button. We got 154 guys and gals in here. Hit the like button. Let's see if we can shoot this out into the interwebs, and maybe we'll get a few more. So maybe some new faces tonight. Use the $250 portal credit with the Capital One portal with the venture heading to Nashville tomorrow. A lot of people love Nashville. I've been there a few times. I think if you're a country music person, it's really nice. Or if you're having a bachelorette party, it's really nice. Not quite my thing. Yeah, Erica, me too. I'd love to go to Hanoi. All right, guys, let's check this out. So, saw what you booked. We got some questions and answers. Actually, we don't really have any questions and answers. Let me see here. We just have a comment on my community post, and I think it's a good comment. It's going to spark some conversation. L-Man Gaming wants us to talk about the Platinum Refresh. So Amex did some announcements like, hey, don't just talk about Chase. Talk about me, too. And they said they're going to refresh the Platinum card in September. Before I get any further, Mr. Son Gwynn, hello from Nebraska. Thank you, sir, for the 5 spot. Much, much appreciated. Thank you for supporting this very small channel. Amex Platinum, guys, what do you guys think is going to – I can't predict what the changes are going to be. I can't. The only thing I have an idea about is I know someone stated that the rumor was $8.95 for the card. I feel like it's going to be more expensive. When they start throwing out phrases like, this is the biggest investment we've ever made, things like that, I almost see it. I want to see it hit that 1,000 mark. The CEO has mentioned several times that in Mexico, the platinum card is $1,000. Now, here are my thoughts on that. At first, my brain said, okay, at almost $1,000, or if it's $1,000 with a authorized user card, I think I'm tapping. I think I'm out. I think I'm going to switch to a strategy that really focuses on getting the points and then crafting my vacation out of just the points and really relaxing the credits and the perks and things like that. But then I started thinking, I hold the platinum card, the business platinum card, the Chase CSR, and the Capital One Venture X. So I don't know why the price tag would bother me at all. What I do know is whatever credits and coupons and perks are on a $1,000 card, they're going to really demand some attention. And I know all of us in the last 3 months has been thinking about, do I have to go down to one premium card, or should I ever get a premium card? Everybody who's in this game has been thinking about these changes, these price tags, these coupon books. So I really do think, for me, T.O. says, I wish the Charles Schwab platinum. I think it'll refresh with all the rest of them. Mr. Chad's Money Minutes is in Dallas. What a cool town. What a cool city Dallas is. Chad, I feel like you kind of fit right in Dallas. I feel like you're not a foreigner in Dallas. You're local. But $1,000 platinum card. Let me change my. There we go. $1,000 platinum card, guys. What will it have? I can't answer that, but this is what I do think. I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve refresh is an example of amateur hour. I think that they tried really hard to be the next American Express, and I think they just threw a bunch of stuff against the wall and see what stuck. I don't think it was a great iteration of a coupon book. And when I say coupon book, I'm not talking trash. I am okay with a coupon book. I am even okay with the issuers mixing travel with lifestyle. As long as we keep it travel focused, you can mix in some lifestyle stuff with me. I don't know if Chase did a good job of that. I do think Chase did a really good job of masking those credits. And here's what I mean. I see a lot of people talking about how they're going to get a $250 discount on the edit twice a year. And I don't think a lot of people realize you're not getting a discount on anything. You're prepaying for the edit. And there's two ways to look at that. One, I stay at properties that are in the edit program. So maybe I would pay cash for that. So I don't really think it's wrong for me to prepay for that, but I don't want to. And then the other side of things are, if you're not going to stay at those properties, why did you just prepay for them? I go out to eat. Shocking. I know it's hard to believe, but I like to go out to eat. I even like to try new places. But to prepay $300 for certain restaurants, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. And if you want to compare apples to apples with the Resi credits are so much easier because there's so many more of them. Now, will there be more? Whatever the program's called for Chase, I'm sure there will be, but right now there's not. So I think Chase dropped the ball on their premium credit card. I don't think American Express will drop the ball on their refresh. I think American Express has figured out a way to both get money from these guys that don't care about the credits, and they've also made it to where they satisfy the hardcore travelers with those coupons to make them whole, so to speak. So I do think if you are in this game, I think you're going to be able to use the new Platinum card, and I think it'll be easier than the Sapphire, and I think you're going to be satisfied with it, even if it is a high price tag. But I think the price tag is going to be high enough. We're not going to see a bunch of guys carrying 2 or 3 different premium cards. I don't think I don't think this time, maybe a year from September, I don't think you're going to see a bunch of guys with the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Platinum card. And I will go on record saying I think the Platinum card is going to far and away be better than the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I don't think Chase did a great job with that card. So that's kind of my take on the Amex refresh. The Amex refresh is not only going to satisfy us hardcore users, but they're also going to, the marketing is also going to bamboozle the poo-poo heads. They're going to pay for it just because it's nice and cool. I think they're going to win on both fronts. I don't think Chase did that. Thomas says, I feel like more coupons and more annual fees coming. 100%. I am hoping against hope that Capital One stays the course with the boring, plain, easy to justify cards. Whoops. Price tag only bothers them penny pinchers. Yes, I agree. And I also think, I went into a long diatribe not too long ago. I think that when you take the annual fee and you put it in a spreadsheet, it gets all the credits. I don't think that's the way to justify a card. I'll give you an example. Maybe not as much in the distant future, but for the last 3 or 4 years where I've been traveling 10 to 12 times a year, I'll pay $695 for the Amex Platinum. I will. I'll pay $695 so I can go into that Centurion Lounge, or I can go into that Delta Sky Club, or if I'm down on my luck, I go into that Priority Pass Lounge. I'm paying that $695 so I can make it up easily with Hilton on the food and beverage credit for my gold status that Platinum card gives me. I can make up that Platinum card annual fee with food and beverage credits from Hilton any year you want. Some of the credits I can use, but not. I'm not going to be somebody who says, well, I have to order really, really nice panties from Saks to get that $50. I don't have to do that, but I might. And the Equinox credit, I don't have to care about that. I don't even have to look at that. And here's a better example. The $200 fine hotels and resorts credit, I don't have to book that. I get it. I'm prepaying for it, so I might as well use it, and I do use it. But if I don't care, because that credit forces me to spend money that I either would or would not have, before like the credit. So I don't mind spending it, but I don't have to. So what I'm saying is, like Cesar Joel says, the Platinum card is the only premium card that really does change the way you travel in almost all aspects. It's got the President's Circle boost for car rentals, status in Marriott and Hilton. And people can say that Marriott Gold status is nothing all they want. It's not great, but it is something. It 5X in the airlines and the prepaid hotels. I love it when folks say, well, the Amex Platinum's not for spend. And every time I go back and look at my yearly statements, it's got almost as much spend as any other card. Like, I do pay for all my taxes and fees for flights for 5X with a Platinum card. I almost always if I'm buying my domestic economy stuff, I want my 5X back. So I end up putting a lot of spend on the Platinum card, even when people say it's not a good earner. It's not an everyday earner, but it does earn. It does earn quite a bit. Just got on. My ears were ringing. You talk Platinum. Should be careful. CSR is a trap for everyone. Yeah, I mean, I do want to talk about the CSR a little bit. John says $8.95. I got to go higher. I got to go. I wanted to say $12.95 or $11.95. And here's why. We could all probably agree that even though us YouTubers would put the CSR against the Platinum card, we would all probably agree that that's not an apples to apples comparison. I don't think the CSR ever really compared to the Platinum card because they were such a different basic setup. Now that the CSR not only disguised itself as an Amex card with all the credits and coupons, but it jumped the fee, I don't think American Express is going to say, I raise you $100. No. American Express is going to be like $7.95, $1,000. I think they're going to push $1,000. I really do. And I think only the real ones are going to keep their Platinum cards. It's going to shake a lot of people out. And a lot of people are just going to renew it and pay it, and Amex will win that way too. Maybe Texas Dog says maybe Capital One will change their subprime strategy and try to be the affordable premium. And that's not a bad transition. And I like Capital One for that simplicity. 200,000 sign-up bonus for at least the refresh platinum. Yeah, I think you're right. That's another thing where I think Amex is going to blow away Chase. Amex is not going to come at you with some half-ass sign-up bonus. They're going to break the walls down with their sign-up bonus. I think you're right. $400 Delta credit, $400 Hilton credit, and I'm set. That's a lot. I don't think that'll happen. Why don't we switch that up? And we do $200 Hilton credit, $200 Delta credit, $50 every quarter. You still good? Because, and here's the thing, everybody will say, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. But that is the credit on the card that they're looking for people for. They're looking for people who do fly Delta every quarter or do stay at Hilton's every quarter. More like ultimate grit. Am I right? Okay. Ultimate grift. Okay. Now, I still think that see, here's the thing. I always had Chase as a secondary setup. Now, my plans were to move Chase into the primary at some point because I thought I could do that for less fees. As soon as they refresh this Chase Sapphire Reserve, put it this way, my CSR, the annual fee hits August 1st. So logically speaking, I could pay the $550 and the new card kicks in October, and I could get a lot of those credits and coupons and perks for the lower annual fee. I'm not going to renew that card. I'm going to downgrade that card, and I'm going to, if they won't give me a Freedom Flex or an OG Freedom, I'm going to downgrade it to a CSP. I'm not going to play the coupon game with Chase. I'm okay playing it with American Express. They're much better at it. But I won't play with that CSR. Chase partners are now. See, I think Chase's partners for the coupons inferior. I think they have Hyatt. That's always going to be there. That's always going to be their wild card. Always going to be their trump card. But I also think that Hyatt might have looked around a little bit, and I think when they renegotiate that, we may see a surprise. I don't think Bilt is going to hold on to Hyatt, and I think Chase will probably throw enough money at them they'll stay, but I think that'll be interesting. Fun says I don't use StubHub, and I buy sports tickets and concert tickets, but if I prepay $300, now I'm handcuffed to StubHub instead of Ticketmaster, instead of something local. So I don't think it's a bad credit. I'm just not going to play that game with the Sapphire Reserve. Any idea if Amex will also bump up the annual fee on the? They've already talked about putting a Delta card above the Reserve. So I think if they do that, the Reserve might stay the same. And I'm sure the one above that will be very expensive, and it'll come with the Delta One Lounge access. But I will use the credit in October. Yeah, I mean, I don't think those credits are bad. I just think they drew a line. Yes, this is my Caldwell shirt. My wife is a realtor with Caldwell. I should turn around and give some free advertising, but I won't. If you guys need a house in Central Ohio, let me know. I got your hookup. My top three HP Sorry, my top three ecosystems. They like Bilt, Amex, and Chase. I'm going to say, even though I was in the process of moving away from American Express, I've got them at number one. Man, I might have Capital One above Chase, and I know that sounds terrible, but I just don't have a way to make Chase mine right now. Even with the CSP trifecta and my Chase setup will probably look something like this: Chase Inc. Preferred, Chase Freedom Card, and Chase Inc. Cash. And I think those are three great cards, but I don't think that's enough for Chase to be my primary spender or primary earners. Yeah, too easy said it. There's pro and amateurs. L-Man says he might be leaving Chase soon. The CSP's got to get better, and Freedom Cards need to get better. Freedom Cards, in my opinion, the Freedom Unlimited is not a factor whatsoever. I'll probably never get that card. But the Freedom Flex, it's just $1,500, man. You're not really moving the needle. You're not really moving the needle, and the 524 really is. I think it's really the nail in the coffin, and I'll tell you why. Like, I would have a Chase trifecta, and I could say, hey, man, for low fee, for a low cost setup, I can earn a lot of Chase UR points. In that case, maybe I switch my lounge setup to that United card, and I fly a lot of United and get lounge access that way. I can't get the United card because I'm way over 524. Whereas with Amex, I can get 20 Amex cards. Maybe not 20. I can get a lot of Amex cards. I can get a lot of Amex cards with no hard pull. I can get a lot of no Amex cards with no hard pull and no new account on my credit report with their business cards. The $300 travel credit and the $250 edit credit does stack. So $550 if you book 2 nights at $300. Yeah, but here, like, and when people say that, they say it in such a way it makes you seem like I'm getting $550 from Chase. No, they're letting you use the $795 you already gave them. So it does bring down that effective annual fee. And I agree that makes it really easy to use. It's just, here's the difference. I could get the CSR and I could get $550 off my 2-day edit booking. Or I could just book the edit. Or I could book the edit with any other free service and get the same thing and not have the CSR. I really think the 1.5, the 50% boost in the portal killed the Sapphire Reserve for me. Getting rid of that, because I don't trust there to be a lot of 2x and 1.5x portal boost. I just don't. Carlos, I have the CSR. I wanted it to be my main card. I wanted it to be everything. And even when these changes came out, I said, those are great changes. Those are fantastic changes. I can use all that. I'm not going to. Thank you, New, again. Appreciate the kind words. Do we think Amex will increase the entertainment credit at all? I don't know. That's a good question, because you've got to come up with more credits or higher credits. Does anybody need more entertainment? Like, how many subscription services do you have? Like, I guess you could use a little bit more, but I don't know. I would not guess that credit would go up. And here's why I say that. Maybe it will. But in my opinion, and I don't know anything, but I really do think, let's take Uber, for example. I don't think American Express is giving Uber any money for that credit, any money to join them. I think Uber takes that $10 hit from American Express just to be partnered with them. I think American Express is that big of a giant brand and that big of a promoter that they're not paying for that credit. So when you prepay for some of these credits, Amex didn't pay for those in the first place. And that's why I think this philosophy and this business is so profitable for these banks. I don't think StubHub is paying Chase for that $300 credit. I don't. I think StubHub can give them that deal for a couple of years, lose a ton of money, and it's probably more effective than their own promotions and their own marketing. Some people will argue maybe they pay half, maybe they pay a quarter. I would be willing to bet that a lot of these companies are footing the whole bill for those credits. Dunkin', I don't gamble, but I would wager that Dunkin' is eating that $7 a month on every gold card member. Not Amex. Amex did not give them $7 a month for that. If you can stack the edit along with 2 times points boost, sure, you'll be happy. I do want to take the wife out to nice places. Yeah, if you can get $250 off and then pay the rest of that with 2x points, then that's a great deal. But you have that wrapped up in a really complicated package where you have to really dig for that. and hope you can get it. And from what I understand, the edit is always going to be 2x. That's a great deal. Not great enough for me to want to give Chase $1,000 for a CSR and an authorized user card. And a lot of that, if you guys watch either my last live or my last video, I did talk about how I generally book all my travel out for the next 12 months. And when I took those 12 months and I looked exactly which airports I'm going to be, I was only going to visit one airport that had a Sapphire Lounge, and it was not going to be convenient to even visit it. I probably could visit it, but I'd be forcing it. I'd be going there just to say I went there, or going outside of my convenience to go visit it. So for the next 12 months, if I'm not going to visit a Sapphire Lounge, then I'm really trying to break even with credits on a card that does. I do get the 4X airlines, the 4X hotels. I like that multiplier, but just not going to be worth it. Now, will you hear me make a video 12 months from now saying I'm getting ready to upgrade my Freedom card to the CSR? That's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. Whoops. When I first saw the CSR update, I thought it was great to pair with my Platinum event. Yeah. It would be left in the dust. Yeah. As time passed, VX really does sound like a simple travel card. The Venture X is going to go down as the blue collar travel card. The blue collar, construction worker, take your lunch in a pail to work every day. You get an easy credit through a portal. You get some lounge access. We can argue about how they don't have that many lounges all day long, and you'd be right. I get it. But an occasional priority pass lounge, and if you do live in one of those areas where there's a Venture Lounge, they're awesome. You're really getting over. The $125 so your authorized user can do lounge access, I don't think is a high price to pay if you live in one of those areas. I think even with that nerf that the Capital One Venture X got, I think it came out looking shiny and new after these, and I think it's going to look even better once the Platinum card refreshes. Now, whether the Capital One Venture X refreshes and gets a higher annual fee, that's another story. I don't think the Capital One cards, I don't think they're strong enough to survive a high annual fee raise. I don't. That brand is not strong enough because it's hated on and it's really talked negatively about so much. I think if you raised it, that would cause a lot of people to pile on. So maybe it'll be a little while, guys. We have a lot of people in the chat for my lives. 215 people. Slap that like button, and you guys are killing it as far as number of people. I don't get that many people in lives, and I absolutely appreciate it. UL with the increased price of CSR and Amex. Does it make sense to use the city strata and custom cash with? Listen, James, you're reading my mind, because as I look at these premium cards, annual fees go higher and higher. I start looking at alternatives that will just give me the most points. Now, before, I really wanted the Venture X and the low-cost Chase to make sense for me. But when I really look at that, I don't see what the point of the Chase cards are. The Capital One, I'm getting 3X on dining, groceries, and entertainment, and 2X on everything else. What are my Chase cards for? 5X for the Chase Inc. cash. Okay, that's cool. 5X for the rotating categories on the Flex. That's cool too, but how much does it move the needle? Then I look at the City cards. Man, the City Premier, Strata Premier, and a couple custom caches, you can do a lot of damage with that. And that's when I watched, what's it called? Stack Your Points podcast with Matt Clausen, RJ from Do You Take Cards, and Kid Cat from the Discord, Craig. And I listened to this just the other day, and RJ from Do You Take Cards mentioned that she thought this might move folks into the co-branded space as their premium cards. And I thought she made a lot of sense. If you haven't watched that Stack Your Points podcast, watch it, because there's at least 3, maybe sometimes 4 really smart people on that podcast. But she indicated that if you needed a premium travel card, it might make more sense for that card to be your airline card or your hotel card. And I got to thinking, man, you can earn a ton of transferable currencies in the city system without having a high annual fee. And you could also have, one of the high-end airline cards. Let's say the American Airlines executive card. And that's only one high annual fee card, and you know exactly what it's for. And the rest of your cards are just to earn transferable currencies. And I thought that might be the new strategy for a lot of people. It might be you get the Chase Sapphire Preferred trifecta, and then you get a premium hotel card, or you get the Hilton Aspire, or you get the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant. I think she made a lot of sense, and I think you might hear a lot of people talk about those type of strategies in the future. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Maybe I'll steal her idea and then credit her and then make a whole video on it. We'll see. Front row of the rear business cabin, smaller, more intimate, but right next to the lavatories. Wait a minute. There we go. Here's the beginning of that. We were able to get Flying Blue Gold status and snag free business class seat selection on the new A350. Man, you're going to love it. You're going to love that demo. I haven't ridden that. I've only did the old product, but I'm sure it's great. Front row of the front business cabin, bigger section, less intimate, but further from I would go with big. I'll be the size queen. Bigger the better. Give me the biggest seat I can have, and the size of that seat is probably going to be more important than the food, more important than the actual hard product. It might be more important than the service. The reason why I say that is I flew TAP Air Portugal to Lisbon earlier this year, and the service was less than marginal. The food was not good, but the throne seat was really big, and I actually slept in it. So go big. Get the biggest one, man. I 100% agree with Cesar Joel. Me too. Fog Runners ditching the platinum. Picked up the BOA. Oh, man, I can't think of what all that is, but it's their premium card, I'm guessing. And 2 CCRs. Okay, so yeah, those Bank of America acronyms, I'm not super familiar with them. But they have good cards, especially if you have the $100,000 with Bank of America, which I don't, and I'm not liquid enough to be that way for a long time. So I've never really looked at them, but I do like that setup. U.S. Bank Altitude Connect downgraded the Delta Platinum to the Gold, Hilton Surpass to the Honors, but you're keeping the Sapphire Reserve. Okay. I mean, I'm sure you have great reasons for that. My surface thought is I don't agree with a whole lot of that, but there's a million ways to do this game. Fly with Rookie says I don't care about the credits, but I do like most of them. Yeah, both platinum cards are keeper for me, even if the annual fee exceeds $1,000. Yeah, and here's the thing: I'm torn too, man. Like, I like the credits, but I have to keep telling myself those are credits. You already paid for them. Why? Why did you already pay for those? And then I get down to, if I'm being totally honest, if I was still, and I probably will be, but if I'm traveling 10 to 12 times a year, I'm probably going to give you $700 or $800 for access to the Centurion Lounge and Sky Clubs. Probably just going to pay that. I'm okay with paying that tax. And then after that $1,000 in my pocket is gone, I'll try to make it up a little bit as I go. But if I don't make it up, I don't care. But my biggest point is I'll only do that for one card. I can't do that for 3 different cards. It's too much work. And I don't like to work. I don't like to work at all. Got some really nice size 5XL panties. See, mine are just extra large panties. I say that because every time I call panties underwear, somebody gets all, they're not panties, they're underwear. Okay. I think it's funny. No update from Amex just yet. Oh, too easy, says 9. I think you're right, man. $9.95. And then At least $195 for your authorized user. Fly with Rookie. We just spent $13K on airfare. No other card earning like the Platinum card for anyone buying cash. You're right, man. And it has good protections, especially for round trips. Yeah, I like the Platinum card, and I think just a few months ago, I was going to move away from American Express for sure. And I think now I'm a lot closer in maintaining them as my primary setup. I'll have to look at that refresh to see if that Platinum card stays, but I have faith that American Express is going to give us a great Platinum refresh. It's going to be expensive. So if you're looking for something cheap and something you can easily justify, I don't think that's happening. I think you're going to have to be somebody who has an income and is a spender for that card to make sense in the future. It's not going to be a card where you can say $1,000 on this side, $1,123 on this side. It's a go. Not going to be like that. I don't think everybody's going to be able to use every one of those credits, even though they can say they will. HP, monthly and quarterly credits are what is pushing me away from Amex. I understand. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of those, but I'd be lying if I said I couldn't do that. I can do that. I do it fairly systematically. Like when I have the gold and the platinum, and when the Uber credits hit, I look at my calendar and I go, I'm not taking an Uber this month. So as soon as I get that, I'll order my 5,000 calorie healthy smoothie. That's about $15 or $16. I will one day at work, I'll order lunch for me and somebody else, and I go through it pretty quickly and pretty easily. Same with the DoorDash credits. I would not use any of that stuff, but they gave me $5 DoorDash credit for restaurants and two $10 credits for other. So I have a Dollar General in my village. I order sports drinks and water from Dollar General 2 days in a row. I don't know if I even get $10 of value in that, but I use it to make myself feel better. And I don't want to do that anymore. You always find a way back to Amex, Unc. You're right, man. You're right. Remember at the beginning of the year, I did say that I was going to move away from Amex, but I was also going to take advantage of any no lifetime language offers they had. And I have. I think I've got like 6 Amex cards this year. I just got a no lifetime language Delta Business Gold for the second time. I'll take 90,000 Sky Miles. I'll take that all day. I'll take it any day, even if I'm not flying Delta that much. When I go to renew my American Express Platinum, I'm going to act like I didn't know anything about the higher fee, and I'm going to go crazy and nuts and say this is an outrage. Well, we'll see. They have the worst thing that YouTubers ever did is over promote the retention offers, because we have 21-year-old kids calling every year or every 6 months trying to get a retention offer. And from what I've seen, it was only ever supposed to be every other year, but people have been calling so much, a lot of those offers are going away completely. So I think YouTubers way over promoted retention offers, and people try to take advantage of them. LG says it's cool to finally catch a live. Do you think it's worth upgrading from the Surpass to the Aspire? That's going to be I think they're both very, very high level cards. I think they're both two of the best cards on the market, but I think they're a little bit different. I don't know if if you want my answer, if you're going to stay at Hilton's, you're going to stay at Hilton's a lot, get both. Get the Aspire for the diamond status and all those unreal credits. Get the Surpass for the spend. Get the Surpass for your everyday spend on groceries, gas, dining. Get another free night certificate by spending $15K. Those two cards complement each other, in my opinion. Buy my tickets from SeatGeek. I think my last, where did we go? I think our Houston Astros tickets are from SeatGeek. I don't play the game with both. I'll see the Platinum does and then decide which to keep. Yeah, I think they are forcing us to pick one. And if I'm picking Now, I would not sit here and tell you that I'm picking Amex over Chase or anything like that, but I would pick the Platinum card over the CSR. I don't think that's a difficult choice for me. Eduardo, I hope all these changes and high annual fees can fix all the lounge problems. Never happen. Those lounges are always going to have problems. They're always going to be overcrowded because we've made it cool to be there, so people want to be there. Fun says Capital One is above Amex, but Capital One right now is just so daggone simple and so easy to use and so valuable. The man with the best name in the credit card game, Dong Kim. What's up, man? John says, hey, Dong. Matt Clausen's in the house. Matt, your ears might have been burning. We're talking about you earlier. I was talking about your last Stack Your Points podcast, and I was talking about RJ mentioning maybe your premium travel card should be a co-branded hotel or airline card. I think that's really interesting, and I think it's a really good option to pair with less expensive ecosystems to earn points on. How does the no hard pull work for personal cards? Sorry if I'm still with American Express. If you already have an account with them, more than likely when you apply for a new card, they're only going to do a soft pull to approve you for the card or not. You probably won't get any more hard pulls ever from Amex. You might. I can't say you never will, but you might. What's the points? What's up, man? Luke, any updates on your Amex drama? Oh, yes. Good question. My last live or my last video, I was talking about how I had to preemptively cash out 500,000 MR points because I thought there might be some type of drama with my Amex account because I had a Delta card that was under review for the bonus. Since then, I've gotten the Delta bonus and everything's quiet. So I probably did not have to cash out those points. Probably a mistake doing that, but it hurts less than losing all of them. And if you want to know a further explanation, go back to my last live and listen to that because kind of talked about some of the things I do that are not against the terms and conditions, but might be a little iffy with American Express when you do it with such volume as I do, like no lifetime language offers, upgrades and downgrades, and a lot of canceled cards. But no drama with Amex. Actually just got another Delta card, so I hope I get the bonus on that fairly quickly. Am I taking Carlos questions? Yes. I think he just walked by me here. Let me, if you guys can give me a couple questions for Carlos, I would super appreciate it. Yeah, he's coming. Carlos loves to answer the questions. He wants to be a YouTuber. I'm just trying to get him a camera, and I'll try to let him take a video at the Grand Cayman Sapphire Resort. So hopefully he could get some stuff together for his channel. Watching this stream on Roku. Nice YouTube experiment. I didn't know we were on Roku. You mean the YouTube app on Roku? How many great airport restaurants can you enjoy with $1,000? Oh my goodness. You're right, man. Would upgrading Delta Gold to Delta Platinum give someone a companion? That's a good question. I would think you have to have the Platinum for, you know what? I think I've read that it does because it's your second year on the account. I would look that up though. And I think Anthony Venture has talked about that. Anthony Venture or Sledge Inc. team. I know they've talked about that. Any good business cards you recommend around 6K span, 6 months? Any Amex business cards, really. You can never run from Amex as long as they're giving away NLLs. You're right, Ricky. You are for sure right. Chad says, so far I've averaged 5 round-trip flights per month for 2025. Oh, my goodness. I'd be a fool to give a Platy with the frequency of my travel. I could withstand $1,500 against it. Yeah, you're right. That's a lot of flying, man. I'm in the chat just to say hi, Luke. I'll watch the full video later. All right, Scott. Thank you, sir. I just want to mention, like banking with Chase over TD Bank, The Chase app is so much better, especially the budget section. Okay. DoorDash credit use at Dollar General. Hey, man, you get cheap stuff. I don't have any idea if I'm getting any value at all from that. All right, we have Mr. Carlos is in the house with his Fortnite T-shirt. Get all the way in the frame.
My sister got me this.
Your sister got it for you? How are you doing tonight?
Good.
We have a question for you by Mr. Fun. Carlos, do you want to go to Japan with your dad?
Yes.
How bad? How is it? Top 3?
Probably top 10.
Top 10? Okay.
I don't know. It's up there. Wait, what is that part of the map?
This is that same thing.
Which?
It's just that's on the screen that they can see too.
Yeah, but they can. They can press on the comment part and just see that. See the exact same thing.
So you think I should take it off there?
If you want to.
Okay. All right, guys. Can we get one more question for Carlos while we're here? He has a lot of answers for you. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. We have some actually. Carlos, how will the Bengals do this year? Will they make the playoffs? Got to have faith, man.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. It's been rough the last couple of years, huh?
I hope.
All right. Carlos, who is your favorite NFL player?
Eric Dickerson is definitely up there.
He's not an NFL player. He's retired.
Oh, wait. It has to be someone that's playing.
Eric Dickerson doesn't play. This says player. He likes Eric Dickerson because we met him in the airport in Houston a couple weeks ago, and he was really nice.
Jamar Chase. I like Joe Burrow.
Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
There might be a few more, but I can't think of them. Ice cream for Carlos.
Carlos, do you have a girl that's bothering you at school?
Next year, I probably will, because there's this girl. Me and the boys do not like, and she has a crush on me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too fun at recess.
She's got a crush on you. Okay, guys, Mr. Son Gwynn gave us a 10 spot for some ice cream for Carlos. Good job, Carlos.
I already had ice cream.
You got a fist bump your dad. There you go.
I already had ice cream.
You had ice cream?
But I want more.
Oh, Nemo saw the photo of you and Eric Dickerson.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's answer this one together. You're breaking my stuff? Luke, when you were standing in Rome on the balcony overlooking the Forum, what did you see? I don't know.
Colosseum. Rome.
In Rome on the balcony. I don't know. I don't remember. I can't. That was a blur because it was so hot.
Well, I remember some stuff. I remember part of it.
What do you remember?
I remember the Colosseum.
The Forum.
What's the Forum? Where
they talk and did all that.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't see any, if you guys are talking about, oh, man, what's the guy's name that did the video with all the refugees and migrants and stuff in Rome? Kurt Katz. We didn't see anything Kurt Katz showed in his Rome video.
No, we saw the Colosseum.
We saw the Colosseum.
We didn't see the Spanish steps from where we were, though.
No.
We did go and see the Spanish steps, though.
All right. Yeah, he said you left me hanging. Made me look bad. Make it up. All right. All right, Carlos. Okay, last one for Carlos. What are you most interested in seeing in Japan?
I kind of want to go to like a... Wait. It might be...
Sumo wrestling.
No, like that. And I want to be winter, and I want to go to a traditional Japanese village and with the snow everywhere.
He wants to see some snow, and he wants his dad to wrestle a sumo wrestler. All right, Carlos, thank you, sir.
Not just the snow. I want to see on like the traditional houses and stuff.
He wants to see some old school cool stuff.
Business in the front and party in the back.
Where's that?
Right there, you're fun.
What?
Right there.
Oh, you can see better than me. Yes, he does have the mullet. Let's see. All right. We'll see you later, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for the questions for Carlos.
Thank you.
He loves that so much. It's a big deal for him. He wants to be a YouTuber, and we're trying to break him in slowly. Who's okay, Carlos. That's a good question. I don't know. Charlie, who's better, Jamar Chase or Ocho Cinco?
It's hard to tell.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Jamar Chase is much better.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase. Ocho was good, but Ocho the receiver wasn't as good as Ocho the character.
Oh, I expected Carlos to be Mexican.
What are you saying?
We went to
Are you saying he's not Mexican?
We went to Mexico and what's that?
When you go like this, it does that.
Eduardo,
are you saying he's not Mexican?
No, it's because
Are you assuming his ethnicity?
I'm not Mexican.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
We went to Mexico and then you just start calling me Carlos. And Texas Dog, if you like I think your profile picture is the Georgia Bulldogs. My friend likes that. He was at my house today.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
We're going to get on with it. Thank you. Close that door, boy. No, Carlos is not Mexican. When we first went to Mexico, he fell in love with the country so much. I think a couple of the people at the resort called him Carlos, and it just stuck. We kept him Carlos. 85 was hilarious. Yeah, 85 still hilarious. He's good. Carlos mullet looking good, better than the UFC. Diego Lopez mullet. Yeah, they got a lot of mullet. They used to have a lot more. Practicar to Espanol, Carlos. I want him to learn Spanish, so we're trying to figure out a way to mix that in with his regular education. It's not easy around here. Every time you pictured Carlos, I pictured a grown-ass teenager with long-ass hair. And no, he'll be a teenager one of these days. His name is not Carlos. His name's Charles. So when we kind of drift south of the border, he becomes Carlos. His name is not Carlos. All right. We like to joke here sometimes, Eduardo. Speaking of joking, we are after 8 o'clock and we're going to wrap this up. I want to see if I had any kind of this will do one more thing. I was declined for a card this past week. And not only that, but I think it's the second time I've been declined for this card. Can anybody guess? I talk about my setup and my goals and my future stuff. Who can guess this card? I don't have anything to give away, but if you guess it, you'll get 29,500 Luke's points. No. I've been declined for Barclays cards before, but I can't. I won't apply for them anymore. Marriott Bonvoy Amex. No, I have that. I have the Bonvoy Brilliant. Boom. L-Man Gaming guessed it correctly. That was fast. I was declined again for the American Airlines executive card. If I got the executive card, I was going to shun all the big premium cards. QC man hit us with a 2 spot. Thank you, sir. Much, much appreciated. Oh, credit 1. I probably would get turned down by them. The kids never grow up. Prepare for the young adults asking for money. Hey, listen, I've got 3 grown stepkids. You don't have to tell me. They are much more difficult to take care of than Carlos is. Wells Fargo. I've had the choice card, and I thought about getting it again. So they almost had another chance to deny me. Red Aviator. I have been denied for that too. I've gotten it, and I've been denied for it a second time. Citibank. Yep. Citibank. American Airlines executive card. Macy's. I don't think I've ever been to a Macy's. That's high. That's highfalutin, man. We don't get no clothes from there. Barclays AA. Nope. I've been denied so much for Barclays. I wouldn't even try. Saver. No, I've got that one. Texas Dog hit us with a 2-piece. Thank you, sir. Thanks for a great show tonight. Enjoyed it. I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate the 2 spot for sure. And Fun just got the big offer, the 100K offer. I wanted the 100K offer, and I had a couple I had a couple really questionable techniques I can use with that card. Maybe I'll talk about that on my this weekend's members channel. I'll talk about a technique I can use with the American Airlines MasterCards. So if you want to become a member, you can pay $2.99 to become a member. Watch that video and cancel. I don't care. But we do have some good ideas for some members videos that I really want to get out that I don't want in public. What makes the AA card so good for you? I like flying American Airlines. I like a path towards status that includes spend. I like the fact that their lounges are closer to the terminals. And I also like the fact that their lounges are not going to be anywhere near as crowded or as nice. I get that. For me, mostly a lounge is for a really good cup of coffee and to bust this laptop out. So the American Airlines lounges do that for me. And if that was the case, I could probably get rid of all my premium cards and just use the American Airlines executive card. But they didn't give me the card. City is sensitive. Oh, they're very sensitive. And they're very sensitive to a lot, like 25 hard inquiries. What's the premium Alaska card coming? I don't know. But it's making a lot of noise and a lot of people are waiting on it. So I think it's going to be a big, big card when it gets here. I have 3 AA cards, 2 City and Bar. Nice. I like American Airlines. I like their program. I don't like American Airlines as much. I like their loyalty program. And I live in an area where there's no dominant airline. So if you have platinum status with American Airlines or even gold status with Delta, you're probably going to get at least a decent upgrade every time you get on the plane here in Columbus. I'm a Delta flyer and strongly considering keeping the Delta Reserve and the CSR, getting rid of the platinum. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. I don't know what the CSR does for you. I mean, it's a preference, I guess. I understand, but you'd be getting rid of 1 out of 3. At least you're trimming it down, so that does make sense. Same here with those AA cards. See, Ricky's got it. Ricky's got it. Why can't I have it? Do you see yourself pursuing AA status again in the future? If I had gotten that card, 100%. Even though I didn't get that card, I've still been using the American Airlines shopping portal lately. So I've been moving from Rakuten to American Airlines, and I think I'm going to I have a way to earn some extra points and loyalty points, miles and loyalty points. So I think I'm going to begin that. And I think I'm going to try to get at least gold or platinum status before the end of the year. So, yeah, I'm going to try the AA status again. I'm going to Rome once I get that 100,000. Good job, man. There's so many great American Airlines miles, redemptions. Crazy. 5 AA cards. Nice, man. I still have the one. I have the city business card. Jonah's got denied for the saver. No annual fee, though. All right, guys. I am going to wrap this up. I'm going to finish these comments. Good evening, Luke. Late. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Juan Garcia. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate you always. Uncle Luke, when you're headed to the Sapphire again, next month. We ate at Avicita on the last night and loved it. Lots of great restaurants. Now, my wife went to Grand Cayman by herself last year and kind of got all the restaurants. So we have it all downloaded in her brain. So when we go next month, we're going to hit all the restaurants. Tilly's, she said, maybe she mentioned Tilly's. But yeah, that's awesome. Love that place. I hope I see somebody from the community there when I go there. I hope I do. You may have not gotten an instant approval just like me. No, I got a letter. It said all I had to do was update. So now I got a letter saying I had too many inquiries. I'm kind of sad. I actually got the letter today. Yeah, so a lot of people have that. I fly out of Philly. AA is big there. Yes, absolutely. That would be a good place for me to connect. I don't have the Barclays Red Aviator. I've had it in the past, and I've been denied for it when I try to get it again. Except for Charlotte. Yeah, okay. Charlotte's just really a mess of an airport. What's up, JP Knowledge? What's the craziest thing you've eaten while traveling? I'm not a super adventurous eater, but if you look at my Instagram, I have a picture of that like pickled herring with onions from Amsterdam that all those Dutch people eat. And I would not normally eat anything like that, but I ate it. It was awful. The fried herring was really good. So the pickled, I don't know if it was pickled, but I call it pickled herring. It was terrible. The only other thing that was, I mean, it's not crazy, but for me, it was crazy. Peruvian ceviche. We watched the guy make it, cooked it in the lime juice. It was so freaking good. I'm not an exotic eater, but I'll try. I'll try to get some extra stuff. And I know those aren't moving the needle, but, you know, city's stingy. Yeah. Just hopped on. Happy Tom, what's up, man? Sounds like City doesn't want to dance with either of us. Yeah. Okay, so I'm about to get off here, guys. Like I said, I appreciate every single one of you that showed up tonight. We had a lot of people in the house. We still have a lot of people. I'm going to try to figure out a way to adjust my schedule pretty soon to where I can be on here later on Thursdays. Seems like we have a lot of West Coasters and maybe Western United States people. So I want to accommodate that, and I'm going to see if I can't move this over an hour pretty soon. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I super appreciate everybody showing up. We're going to do this again next week, next Thursday. If you have any ideas of what you want to talk about on the live, hit me on a community post or a message on Instagram or anything. Definitely interested in what people want to talk about. But have a good night, guys, and thank every single one of you. We'll see you next week.